Welcome to Terrortown Talk with Coach Rocky Hidalgo. I'm your host, Coach Dan Myers. Excited to have you guys here this week. We head into the playoffs, but first we want to thank our sponsors. Stripling's, right there at the end of the causeway. Can't beat it, man. Fantastic food, delicious coffee, community coffee, you know, that New Orleans style. Good stuff. We've got Phil over at Live Oak Agency on St. Simon's. We can't forget about Big Mike at Pyro Mike's, man. We really appreciate you guys. We couldn't do this show without y'all. Coach, welcome to the show, man. Let's talk on last week. Good offensive showing.
Yeah, you know, we had a good week last week. Good week of practice. The off week was good. And kids, you know, felt like a Glen Academy football team really for the first time all season long. Played 4 really good quarters. Was excited about the way we went out and performed. We talked to the kids a bunch. I mean, and I'm really proud of our kids. And I say this because we had every reason to pack our shoulder pads up and go put our helmets on the rack and be done with it. They didn't. They played their best game of the year. They went and worked really hard. Says a lot about our kids, especially because we've had some struggles this year. And for them to go beat a pretty good Statesboro team and beat them the way they did, beat them handily. I mean, it was good. I was happy to see that.
We saw some explosive plays out of the offense. Who were some highlights on that side of the ball?
Can't say enough about Greg Peacock. He's a special talent. He's only a 9th grader, so we're going to get him for 3 more years after this. Zach Ellis has been probably our most consistent offensive player all year long. Has done a great job with that throughout the season. I think Tyler played his best game. Running the ball, throwing the ball, all of those things. He dealt the ball, did the things that he was supposed to do. I think offensive line, we came off the ball. Coach Hart's been working hard down there the last couple of weeks, coaching those guys. I feel like we've improved over there. So offensively, we did a lot of good things. And I think we're in a good position right now going to the playoffs to play Langston Hughes.
Fantastic. And defense held them, pretty low score. Defense been clicking fairly well the last couple of weeks.
Defensively, we played really well and hard really throughout the region. I think if you with Statesboro, their quarterback and running backs are really, really talented kids. Man, they can stick their foot in the ground and disappear. They run hard. They break tackles. I think defensive line has played really consistently well. All 4's called in Maddox, DJ Clinch, Julio Escalara, Tyshawn Thomas, Colin Fox. Those guys have done a nice job. Our outside linebackers, Drayshawn Stephen, Colton Say, William Tankersley have been really good. Inside, we're getting really good production right now from Devontae Lang and Eric Cash. Peyton Parker was playing some really great football, but he's been out with an injury. I don't know if he'll be ready for the playoff game. And then Marshawn Turner, I can't say enough about him. This guy who's really come on at corner, held down that position. The other position over there, Tyson Rooks has done a great job. Greg West, we played Greg Peacock over there the last few weeks, getting some good production over there. And 2 senior safeties, Cannon Warren and Tate Rhodes, have been steady eddies all year. The tackling well, fitting down on the football really well from the secondary, kind of getting us lined up. So, I mean, we're playing pretty good football, or at least we did Friday night. So I'm excited about having the chance to go up to Atlanta and play this next football game.
All right, Coach, we're going to take a message from our sponsors here.
Hello, Terror fans. This is head football coach Rocky Hidalgo of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. Since James Stripling first opened his general store in 1964, Stripling's has been providing its customers with the finest products anywhere in South Georgia. From specialty items like the hoop cheese, jerky, and smoked sausage to their full-service butcher shop or the vast array of pantry products like jams and jelly, you'll find everything you need to whip up a Tuesday night dinner or special something on date night. Please stop by Stripling's General Store on Highway 17 at the end of the causeway. A proud sponsor of Glen Academy football.
Rocky Hidalgo of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. Just like the quarterback, a person's home is their most valuable asset. We like to use the big uglies up front to keep the pests out of our backfield. And when it comes to my backyard, I trust Peachtree Pest Control. Termites, rodents, ants, and any other types of pests, Peachtree Pest Control tackles them all for you. Protect your house and all your pest control needs. Contact Peachtree Pest Control.
Go Terrors!
All right, welcome back. Coach, so we're driving up to Atlanta this weekend to play Langston Hughes. What can we expect to see out of them?
They're really, really talented. I mean, anybody who saw them last year, those kids are all back this year. Quarterback's a sophomore. Man, special kid. He's a big-time player. The offensive line, they look like, skyscrapers over there. Defensive line is probably bigger than them. 6'7" receivers. So there's a lot of talent over there. And we've told our kids, just from a talent standpoint, they probably have more talent than we do. There's no probably about that. They have more talent than we do. So what we have to do is we have to play harder than them. So when we show up for this game Friday night, we've got to go out and play harder than them. Our execution's got to be better. We've got to strain on every play. We can't have any off plays because they do a lot of good things. Offensively, they score a lot of points. They can run the football. They've got 3 really good backs, and they block really well up front. Their offensive line is really, really good up front.
What can we see out of their defense?
Big physical front. Their defensive line are some mammoths up there. They don't have any kids necessarily that are jump off the page dynamic, but man, they're hard to move around. They get their hands on you and throw you around. They're really athletic on the back end. You don't get a lot of big plays on them just because they've got so much speed in the secondary at linebacker. So we're going to have to get in positions where we got them leveraged and really kind of from a coaching standpoint help our kids out here a little bit. Put them in positions to be successful through formations, through some motions, maybe a little gadgetry here or there, give them some things they haven't seen.
I like it. Scout team player of the week last week?
Our scout team players the last few weeks, every week we're getting a really good look out of those guys, and I think you always look for guys on the line of scrimmage and all that stuff. But the guy who's ran the ball really well for us the last few weeks since the 9th grade season is Ben Beltran. He's done a really good job. He sticks his nose in there, but he's I would say he's our scout team player of the week.
Yeah, I've noticed, when I'm practicing beside you guys, the energy level's definitely ramped up the last few weeks, and that comes from the scout team.
Well, we did some things. We made some roster moves. I'll call them roster moves. I think we and our chemistry in the locker room's better. We don't have as many issues. I think we have kids out there who are all pulling in the same direction, and that's been hugely impactful in terms of the way we're going about ourselves and carrying ourselves in practice.
I appreciate that. We're going to pause for another word from our sponsor.
This is Coach Rocky Hidalgo of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. When a whistle and a booming voice isn't quite enough, I turn to Pyro Mike to put on a show. From wedding sparklers to black cats to the Super Shell mortar, the largest reloadable mortar that you can purchase without the ATF coming to kick down your door, Pyro Mike has that special something that will fit in anyone's budget. For birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events, holidays, or gender reveal parties, Pyro Mike can help create a lasting memory for all your attendees at a great price. Or maybe you just want to be that guy and light off the Excalibur at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Mike can help with that too. Come out and visit Pyro Mike on Highway 341 across from the Tractor Supply Company. Go Terrors! Hello Red Terror fans, this is Coach Rock, head coach of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. In my business, there's no better way to ensure victory than having a great game plan and being focused on the details. Phil Setzer of the Live Oak Agency on St. Simon's Island brings the same attention to your insurance needs as the Red Terror staff brings to winning on Friday nights. A locally owned boutique agency, the Live Oak Agency carefully selects its carriers in order to provide you with the best level of service, price, and coverage available. From the basics like home, auto, and boat insurance to your farming, business, or commercial needs, the Live Oak Agency can ensure your interest regardless of the circumstances. Come visit Phil and his staff at 1700 Frederica Road, Suite 202 on St. Simon's Island, or give him a call at 912-434-4220. Live Oak Agency, a proud sponsor of Glen Academy football. Go Terrors!
Welcome back, guys. Thank you to our sponsors again. Coach, we got some non-traditional travel this weekend. What's going on with the schedule this week?
Well, we're playing on Saturday because evidently we've got an official shortage and we don't have enough officials to officiate, or quality officials to officiate the playoff games. So 6A and I think single A private are playing on Saturdays, maybe single A public as well. So we're playing 7:30 at Langston Hughes High School Saturday evening. And I think after this week, everybody will move back to Friday nights. But it's going to be we've got an extra day of practice, but we have a day off on Thursday. I gave the kids off. I'm going to give them off on Thursday. So we're going to practice our normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday like we normally do. We're going to take Thursday off. We're going to come back Friday. And have a good practice. We're going to basically replicate our Wednesday practice on Friday, and then turn around and have a little cookout and team dinner with the kids and the coaches and the coaches' families. Kind of come up here and have some food, and then we'll be back in the building at 8:00 on Saturday morning. We'll get some breakfast, pack the trailers, load our bags, all that stuff. Try to pull out of here about 9:00. And get up to Atlanta, hopefully by at the latest 2:30, or get a pregame meal, get to the stadium, and get ready to roll.
Now, when you guys travel that long distance, you stop and do a walkthrough along the way? You drive straight through?
Nah, usually in the past, I try to stop and do something along the way. So in the past, we've stopped, gone to Warner Robins, and we've gone to the Air Wing Museum there. Gone to visit Mercer. It's on the south side of the city, so we usually leave like at 6:00. And we'll do something like that. This year, we're probably just going to go up, get off the bus somewhere for about an hour, walk around. I don't know, Bass Pro Shop, let me go buy a fishing rod or something. I don't know. We're going to find a place, get everybody out of the building, let them go use the restroom, walk around a little bit, and then we'll continue the journey. We don't really do the walkthrough on the way up there. I've never been a big fan of that. I just want to get them off the bus and walk around. People make a big deal of the bus ride. I don't make a big deal of the bus ride because the kids sit in chairs at school all day long. So it's not something where they're not used to. They're in a class for 90 minutes, so they're sitting down for 90-minute blocks. The big thing that I want to do is I want to get them somewhere, drive about 2.5 hours, get them up, let them off the bus, let them walk around at a rest stop, whatever, for about 15-20 minutes, and get back on the bus. Let's finish the journey, get up to where we're going, have some dinner, and then we'll walk around the stadium. We can loosen our legs up before we get a chance to play ball.
I appreciate that. Coach, we're getting to play cold weather football. Playoff time is football weather. Are our kids prepared for what the temperature's going to be? Have we even looked at the weather yet?
I don't really look at the weather too much. One of my Coach Albright usually gives me the weather report for what we're going to play in, and then we'll prep accordingly. We've gone up to Atlanta and won games up there. I don't think if you don't make a big deal out of it, your kids won't make a big deal out of it. So we beat Drew High School a few years ago when Drew was really good. We went up there. It was about 10 degrees during the game. It was frigid. And we fought through that and didn't have any problems. We've gone up to Dalton and played up in Dalton in a cold night up in Dalton, late November night. So I don't make a big deal out of bus rides. I don't make a big deal out of travel. I don't make a big deal out of weather, whether it's rainy. We can't do it. Both teams have to play in the cold weather. Both teams have to, play when it's wet. So if you make a big deal of that to your kids, they'll think it's something that's going to be impactful on the game. So I don't do that. I just, whatever it is, we're going to show up. If it's hot, it's hot. We're going to both play when it's hot. It's going to be cold. So, we'll talk to the kids about what to wear underneath their clothing. We don't want kids out there who's in a hooded sweatshirt, So
Cotton's right.
Yeah, that's the big thing. So we'll try to help them out in that respect. But other than that, if you're out there playing, you don't need anything on. You'll be warm.
Right. So 14 straight playoff appearances. That's exciting.
Yep.
I believe that's the longest stretch in school history.
I have no idea. I don't really know.
We're gonna go with it. Check us.
I know we've made it 8 years in a row since I've been here. I don't know anything about that prior to me coming, so I don't really know if it's 14 straight years or not. It's good to make the playoffs. I didn't go into last week's game talking to the kids about the playoffs. I wanted to perform well. To me, all those things are extraneous, and you can't worry about that stuff. You got to worry about your performance, your preparation and performance. And this team especially, we've had some weeks where we've had pretty good preparation and we haven't performed. We're trying to put those two things together. We can't worry about things like playoffs. I mean, it was a big game making the playoffs, to do that. But to me, it was really about us going out and trying to show everybody who this football team could be. I felt like we did that against Statesboro. We want to go out. We're not getting on. Langston Hughes has got a really good football team. We're not getting on a bus to go up there and eat Chick-fil-A and get our ass beat in. That's not what we're doing. We're going up there to win the game. And I told the kids, we're going to coach to win. Well, our coaches worked, 12, 13 hours on Sunday putting together game plans. When we go take that field, we're going to coach to win. And we're going to, whatever we have to do to put ourselves in a position to win that game, we're going to try to do that.
Anything else for us?
No.
Nothing?
No. Other than, look, we really appreciate Southern Soul Barbecues. Going to feed the team on Friday and donate some barbecue for us to our Friday night meal, which are usually our Thursday meal, but is now our Friday night meal. We appreciate you guys over at Southern Soul for helping us out on that. All our sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control for this season. Island Ace Hardware, Pyro Mike, Striplings, Live Oak Agency. I'm probably missing some people in there, and a lot goes into a football season. And people only look at it as 12, 13 weeks, but really it's a year-round endeavor. The Arnolds, the Stanfels, the Hunts for showing up every week and volunteering to help the team. We need to get some more of this offseason. We need to get more parents involved. That's one of the things. We've got 3 or 4 sets of parents that have been really involved. But we've got to get more parents involved. We've got to get some more parents to kind of share the load on this thing. I think, looking at this season, I'm going to go back to kind of do some things that we did in the past. I'm going to blow this sucker up and start over like I'm a new football coach coming in. And then some people may not like it, but I need parents to help support the program, and raise money for what we're doing here, because it costs money to run a program, do the things that we do here. What'd you think about the black uniforms? Super tight, aren't they?
Phenomenal, man.
I have great taste.
Yeah.
I have great taste. It's one of my things. You can't tell by looking at this. Maybe not in clothing, because I'm kind of like a educated hobo when it comes to clothing. But football uniforms and swag, I'm really good at that. It's probably my one skill as a coach.
When you retire, I'm sure they're going to be beating down your door.
They should be. They should be.
Come over. Uniswag's going to be asking you to come judge the Uniswag competitions and all that fun stuff. And that's the small stuff that kids love.
Yeah, it is.
Kids love. We got to remember it's a high school sport.
Yeah,
we want these kids to have a good time, to show out, to play, and all that. But that's the stuff that is going to stick around, and you talk about that long bus ride you guys got, and how you don't talk about it. That's the stuff that 10, 15 years from now really sticks out, is that locker room, those bus rides, and that's what I can still remember. We lost to Live Oak Swanee in '99, and the 4.5-hour bus ride home after getting your butt beat sucked, but that's what you remember.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, we're going to try to remember bus ride where we upset
100%. The victories are way better.
And I am genuinely excited about how we played last week and the opportunity to go out and play like that again. And we've got a challenge in front of us. A really good Langston Hughes team, a team that's good enough to win the state championship. I can tell you right now, they probably don't want to be playing us in the first round. If they, they're probably looking on that schedule, going, "Man, how did we end up with Glenn Academy?
Why couldn't we be playing
somebody else?
Somebody else.
So our kids, I think we're going to play great. We're going to go up and get after them and compete with them. And we had a great practice yesterday, and I think we're going to have a great one today.
And that's again, this week it's preparation. Monday night, it's Tuesday, so we've only had one day. You think the kids hit the ground running yesterday?
We had a good practice yesterday. The last 3 weeks, the off week and this week, like I said, we made some roster changes, and it has been it's been really good. The kids have it's kind of relieved some burden off a lot of people. I think people are really enjoying it out there, and I think that's the big thing when you get in the playoffs. As long as kids keep wanting to play, I think they'll show up for work and go practice hard, and you'll have a chance on Friday night.
Amen to that. Well, guys, this is Terrortown Talk with Coach Rocky Hidalgo. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all your media content from the Red Terrors. Coach, I look forward to talking to you next week.
Awesome, buddy.
Take care, bud.